All right, what if I told you there's a hidden rule that governs pretty much everything? I'm serious. It's a rule so simple you could jot it down on a napkin, but it might just be the secret operating system for a single cell, for your body, and maybe even for the entire universe. It's called S to R, and once you see it, you're going to start seeing it everywhere.
Stimulus is trivial. Response is everything. Let that sink in for a second. This is the big idea, the core thesis. And it sounds kind of radical, right? Because for basically all of human history, we've been obsessed with the stimulus, the pill, the specific event, the one magic bullet that causes change. But what if we've been looking in completely the wrong place? What if the real power, the real magic, is in the response that comes after?
So let's kick things off with the boldest claim of all. That S to R isn't just some niche theory. It's a universal rule, a fundamental law that applies to all complex systems. So what in the world is S to R? It's simple: stimulus to response. The idea is you introduce a small stimulus, the S, into a big, complex system, like your body or an economy. Now, here's the kicker. That stimulus doesn't directly cause the change. No, it just acts as a trigger. It pokes the system, and the system itself unleashes its own powerful, coordinated response, the R. Honestly, we should think of this less like a theory and more like a law of nature, kind of like gravity. The stimulus is just the spark. The response is the wildfire. Here's a great way to picture this shift. For decades, even centuries, medicine has been all about the key lock model. We spend billions of dollars hunting for the one perfect key, a specific drug, to fit one specific lock, like a receptor on a cell. But S to R thinking is totally different. It's what you might call Bell resonance medicine. You don't need a perfectly shaped key. You just need to gently tap the bell, the system, and the entire thing starts to resonate with this powerful healing vibration. The little tap is your stimulus. That beautiful system-wide hum is the response. Now, to really see this rule in action, we have to go somewhere the evidence gets, well, frankly, a little weird. You see, some of the most powerful modern proof for S to R comes from one of the most ancient therapies on the planet, acupuncture. Okay, get this. Modern, really high-quality scientific trials have uncovered something totally paradoxical. When they test a real acupuncture needle against a fake one, I'm talking a sham needle that looks and feels totally real but literally doesn't even break the skin, the results are often almost identical. For things like chronic pain, the fake needle can work just as well as the real one. So, what gives? If the needle penetrating a specific point isn't the magic ingredient, what on earth is actually happening here? And oh, it gets so much stranger. The latest research has dropped 3 bombshells that just shatter the old model. First, like we just saw, sham can be as good as real. Second, you can throw out the needle entirely. You can use a low-energy laser that doesn't even touch you and get similar anti-inflammatory effects. And third, this one is wild. When you look at the world's best acupuncturists, they almost never agree on which magic points to use, yet they consistently get the best results. It's all pointing to one incredible conclusion. The specific stimulus is not the point. So this forces us to ask a totally new question. If the what and the where of the stimulus doesn't really matter that much, then we have to flip the script and look at the how. How is the body taking all these different random inputs and translating them into a single coherent healing response? Well, it turns out our bodies have a playbook. They follow 3 universal principles. First is threshold. The stimulus has to be strong enough to get noticed. It has to break through the body's natural spam filter. Too gentle, and it's just ignored as background noise. Second, and this is the real game changer, is convergence. All these different types of stimuli, a needle, a laser, a placebo, even a powerful thought, they all get funneled into the exact same central response hubs in our brain and nervous system. And third, context. The state you're in matters a lot. The very same stimulus could trigger a huge response in you today and do absolutely nothing tomorrow, all depending on your body's readiness to respond. And this right here is that convergence principle in glorious action. Look, it doesn't matter what the input is. It could be a metal needle, a beam of light, a fake needle, or even an electrical pulse from a TENS unit. All these different roads, within just a few steps, lead to the same grand central station. This is the body's core neuroendocrine immune network, involving these massive systems that control pain, stress, and inflammation. It's one powerful, integrated network that handles it all. Okay. Now I need you to buckle up, because this is where the idea explodes in scale.
S to R isn't just about medicine. This rule operates on at least 6 different layers of reality, from our very cells all the way out to the entire cosmos. Let's start at the ground floor, layer 1, the material body. This is the most direct example you can think of. The stimulus is a physical force. Say, you get a cut. The response is that amazing, complex, pre-programmed cascade of cellular repair that your body immediately launches to heal the wound. Simple, direct. S to R. Now, we go up a level to layer 2, bioinformation. This is the world of acupuncture. Here, the stimulus is tiny, almost pure information, just a light prick on the skin. But the response it kicks off is massive. It's nonlinear. It's system-wide. It leads to a complete recalibration of your immune and nervous systems. And then we get to layer 3, the mind. Now the stimulus isn't even physical anymore. It can be a thought, a story, a single traumatic memory. But that completely non-physical S triggers an incredibly real physical R, the actual rewiring of your brain's neural networks, which literally changes who you are. Okay, zooming out again to layer 4, society. The stimulus here is a massive external event that hits everyone, like a global pandemic. The response wasn't dictated by any single person or government. It was this emergent collective shift in our behavior, a total reorganization of how we work, how we socialize, everything. At layer 5, we have civilization itself. Here, the stimuli are much slower, but way more powerful. Think about the invention of the printing press, or in our time, the internet. The response isn't instant, but it's a fundamental reshaping of our entire global economy, our politics, and the very fabric of information itself. And finally, we arrive at layer 6, the cosmos. This is the ultimate S to R. The stimulus? A quantum fluctuation so infinitesimally small at the dawn of time, it's almost nothing. And the response? It's everything. It's the entire 13.8 billion year unfolding of the universe, all the galaxies, all the stars, all of life. One grand cosmic response to a single tiny nudge. You know what's so incredible about this? This SR framework is like a Rosetta Stone for ancient wisdom. All these concepts from classical Chinese medicine that used to sound so mystical suddenly click into place with modern language. The qi mechanism, that's stimulus to response. Yin-yang, that's just the two sides of a system trying to maintain balance, or what we call homeostasis. And that famous Reiki sensation an acupuncturist looks for, that's just the feeling of the stimulus finally crossing the body's response threshold. So, bringing this all back down to earth, if S to R really is this fundamental rule, what does it mean for our future? Well, for medicine, it's pointing to a completely new revolution. Say hello to the era of perturbation medicine. The goal is no longer finding that one-size-fits-all magic bullet. Instead, the goal is to find the perfect, tiniest perturbation, the minimal stimulus needed to nudge your body's own incredible healing response into high gear. Just imagine a future where an AI calculates the perfect stimulus just for you, a specific frequency of light or sound or tiny microcurrent. Wearable sensors on your body track your response 24/7, creating this personalized, closed-loop system that gently and with almost no invasion guides your own biology back to perfect health. And that leaves us with one last massive thought to chew on. For so long, we've been taught that the cure is something external, something we have to find and take. But if this is all true, if the real power to heal isn't in the stimulus at all, but is an innate potential just waiting inside of us, our own ability to respond, then what are the real limits here? What else are we truly capable of?